and welcome to A Coffee and a Chat with Stage Masters. I'm joined today by the producer of the brand new musical, The Mad Ones, which will be opening at the Other Palace very, very soon, Samantha Creswick.
Thank you.
Hello, thank you for joining me.
Not at all, I'm so excited.
Well, I'm excited as well for the show and for talking to you about this. So this is your second production from Electric Press Productions.
Yeah, that is right.
First one being A Christmas Carol that you did. What drew you to The Mad Ones then, out of all of the shows that you could have put on?
Yeah, it's really funny in that The Mad Ones is very kind of off thesis for what we originally thought Electric Press was going to do. I met my business partner at Electric Press, Emily Suzanne Lloyd, who's also directing The Mad Ones, when we were sort of infants in a drama class in Leeds together. And then we've always stayed friends throughout the years, but our paths diverged for a little while. She went to performing arts school out to Cambridge. We've always been best friends, and we had dinner in 2023, and she was sort of talking about the industry, and she's an award-winning director producer. She's fantastic. Yeah. And I've sort of always looked at her career in the arts with a bit of envy, because I do mostly like fundraising, finance, business. And she was like, I want to own my own destiny and start my own company, but I don't know anything about the business side. And she was like, we started this journey together as kids. Let's do this next step together. And so what we really wanted to do was give back to, we're both Northern. You can't hear that in my accent. My father's like greatest shame. But we wanted to give back to the kind of Northern communities that we're both from. So we wanted to do kind of theatre in the North in non-traditionally theatrical environments. Okay. So that's our first show, Christmas Carol, on a heritage steam railway. Crazy experience, amazing journey in Yorkshire, very niche, but really just and you know, it was so lovely. We got so much feedback from that show, kind of being like, you know, it's made our son sign up for drama class and that kind of thing, and that was always what we had set out to do, and that's sort of what I thought Electric Press was going to be for at least a little while. And then Emily at the Old Joint Stock in Birmingham last year directed The Mad Ones, and we were in touch at rehearsal, and she was like, this is a really special show and I need you to come see it. And I was okay. And I had a strict rule at the time because A Christmas Carol, it was so world first to have it on the train in the way that we did it. Like, there's other shows on trains obviously, but none had been as ambitious as we had been. Sure. And so I had quite a strict rule of like, let's see how this goes before we plan anything else. And I knew what she was going to ask me as soon as it ended. But like, the show was brilliant, and I saw the magic in the material that she was telling me about. And she got me because she said to me, we used to like sing Heathers in the car. It was like 15,
oh really?
16
okay, fine.
And she said to me, she was like, we would have sung this in the car if we had this.
Yeah.
Like
it's the
16,
next
17.
big kind of soundtrack that you were like, I'm going to get addicted to this.
And I was like, she was like, we're the ones to bring this to the girls that were like us at 16, 17. So she got me, and I was like, "Yep, you're right.
Hook, line, and sinker." Yeah, fair.
And so I jumped on board with both feet, and we started that process. But it was very new to us because all of our focus had been in the North and not working with theatre. So it was an entirely new way of working, which was so frightening, but has been just so exhilarating. And I think it still doesn't feel real that our first show is kind of written by Kate. I know you've had a chat with her as well.
Yes,
lovely.
She is the loveliest person.
Bree and the whole team are so amazing. And you know, we had emails from the producers in New York, kind of being really supportive. So we've sort of accessed this whole community that we hadn't really accessed before. So it's been a crazy journey, and it's just really built from there. But yeah, it's all Emily and emotional blackmail.
Yeah, no, well. Her powers have worked, clearly. It feels like it's gone from like Electric Press Productions being, you know, we're going to do these small shows, we're going to inspire people, to actually let's open a massive new show in London. I mean, you've got Jacob now, you've got Courtney, the cast is stacked. And you're at the Other Palace, which is such a like renowned venue as well. Yeah. It's like all the stars are aligning, hopefully.
They really are. And actually, like, we thought we were like, everything is coming together and this is unbelievable, this is the next thing. But you know, you sometimes think, am I just caught up in my own kind of dream? Am I believing my own press? But I remember when we cast one of our lovely four, or five actually, their agent called us and she was like, I just love everything that you guys are telling me about the show and where you see it going. And she was like, the last time I felt this excited about a show, it was in the early days of Six. Oh, and that's what I think you guys could do. And I remember we got off that call and I just cried because I was like, it was so unexpected, but things have come together so well. There is such an appetite for the show. Yeah. And I send these like effusive thanks emails to Kate and Brie because I'm like, your work just does all of the work for us. What's on the page and what's in the soundtrack that people have been connecting with for years, like, makes this so easy. And I feel like we're being led along by the show itself,
100%.
really, almost, instead of pushing the show.
Yeah, it's the way you want it to be as well. So I have spoke to Sean Tossell, theatre fan, who is the biggest advocate and fan of this show. I love Sean. And he has non-stop raved about this.
Yeah.
So I am now beyond excited from his recommendation
Yeah.
and obviously Kate's work and the cast and everything. I can't wait to see the show.
Yeah.
But for anyone that doesn't know what the show is about, how would you kind of summarize it? How would you kind of like briefly kind of sell the show?
Yeah, so The Mad Ones is really, to me, it's a kind of a coming of age story of a girl who has the Samantha Brown. So the show was originally called The Unauthorized Biography of Samantha Brown, way back in its kind of first life. Now obviously titled The Mad Ones, which comes from Jack Kerouac's On the Road. And it's kind of, Sam is someone who's always been pulled in different directions. She has this best friend Kelly, played by the amazing Courtney Stapleton in our version, who's sort of larger than life, sort of punk rock, kind of has always pulled Sam along on these adventures without maps. And Sam is sort of the goody two-shoes. And she has a lovely boyfriend who kind of then has his own opinion on life, and he wants to kind of stay in their small town, work for his dad's business. And then she has her mother, who is a statistician, butchered that pronunciation, who has so many different ideas about where she thinks Sam could go. And then there's this cataclysmic event in Sam's life, which is the death of her best friend Kelly. And suddenly Sam is really faced with, she has to come to a decision about whose path she's going to follow. And maybe the path that she wants to follow is actually her own. And it should feel very resonant for everyone who's maybe always been the kind of quieter person in the room, and a little bit paralysed by indecision, as we all are when we're kind of going on a new journey.
Well, thank you so much for joining me. This has been lovely. I can't wait to see all the future for Electric Press Productions holds. You've got some really, really exciting stuff on the horizon.
Yes.
Not the last of the Mad Ones.
No, not at all.
And yeah, can't wait to see the show as well. And everyone should go and get their tickets now.
Yes, please go and buy your tickets, because we have the most amazing team working on this. I think we have something so special. And I don't think the journey ends on a 4-week limited run at the Palace. I think this could really go the distance. But people have to see it. So please,
get your tickets, come support the show. And thank you for joining me.
Not at all. Thank you so much.